So, folks, while we are beset on almost all sides by politicians who either fail to live up to the moment or who are actively seeking to make not just America, but the world worse, I am happy to report that Zohran Mamdani, mayor of New York City, is just moving heaven and earth to do just a whole host of genuinely, unapologetically good things that people have been yearning for as long as I can remember. So I just wanted to contrast the last press gaggle we did with Donald Trump and Zohran's press event here, which I think really goes to show the difference in how a madman acts as a leader and how someone who actually gives a shit about what everyday working people have to deal with governs. So let's take a look.
My critics who say that the only time I stop speaking about the affordability crisis is to pivot to the cost of living crisis. For once, I am not speaking about what New Yorkers feel when they cannot afford to buy groceries or pay for the public transit that carries them across the city. I speak instead of a desperation that nearly every New Yorker holds, or instead struggles to hold. It is a feeling that we all know too well. You're out in the city, the sun is out, maybe you're running an errand, spending a weekend afternoon with friends, or just going for a walk. And then suddenly you feel it. You have to go to the bathroom. In a city that has everything, the one thing that is often impossible to find is a public bathroom. In the greatest city in the world, you should not have to spend $9 to buy a coffee just to be able to find a little relief.
I will say, having now been to New York City, I will tell you guys, there's nothing in the world more infuriating than trying to find a bathroom.
Jack, you and I are both metal goats. A fire horse here is great for us in terms of luck, romance, money, and health.
Oh, hell yeah. But finding bathrooms in New York City is one of the greatest struggles. If you talk to any New Yorker, they will be able to point out which places have the most accessible bathrooms that like they live and work around, if like in their day-to-day routines. Like if they have to go to the grocery store, they know where they can use the bathroom if they need to on the way there or back. You know? $9? Yeah, because a lot of places have bathrooms, but they require you to pay money. You have to be a paying customer to use their bathroom. And like that, in turn, that adds up, forcing people to spend money just to use the bathroom. Like, you don't want a coffee? Tough nuts. You gotta spend the money to get to the bathroom.
God, imagine a politician who is not only capable of speaking but is also just a good guy. Mamdani is such a breath of fresh air on the deepest level.
But like, this is an intimately human problem. Because it's, you know what? I'll let you guys in on a little secret. The rich have bladders too. You know, like, they also need to use the bathroom when they're out and about sometimes. And this is an issue that affects everyone. Everyone. And the worry traditionally for folks who are opposed to more accessible bathrooms is, oh, well, the poor will just go in there and do drugs. Which I guess is a problem if you aren't also having safe places where people can, you know, go and do drugs and without the threat of overdosing. I have a feeling that Zohran Mamdani is also going to take that into account. But let's continue to hear him out here.
And I've spoken about my desire to make our city more affordable so that dignity no longer feels so remote and inaccessible to New Yorkers. I seek to improve our public infrastructure with a similar goal, so that people can feel free to travel throughout and live within this city, safely, joyfully, and without anxiety no matter how much money they earn. And since I took office, we have already achieved significant progress in that purpose. We fixed the Williamsburg Bridge bump that has been the cause of so many bicycle mishaps. We pledged...
I think it's a norm that you buy something. It's not really required. In New York City, it's generally required, i.e., the only way they will tell you what the passcode is to the bathroom is if you buy something. And they change the passcode like every day. Like it's not that is the norm.
To complete the McGinnis Boulevard redesign in the complete fashion that was initially promised, improving the lives of countless Greenpointers. And today, we are making another great stride in the enduring work of improving our public realm. I'm so proud to be here in West Harlem alongside Speaker Menon.
Really, it has a passcode? Why? Because they don't, want people going in and, stealing the toilet paper or something. And, let's be real, that doesn't generally happen. But, it's the justification used as a coercive tactic to squeeze more money out of people who are local to the area. Understand, it's not for any valid reason other than, hey, we want to make more money.
Councilmember Abreu, Assemblymember Jordan Wright, as we announce this new pilot.
Yeah, no, if you go to New York City, a lot of the bathrooms have locks on them that have passcodes you have to put in order to unlock the door. It's ridiculous. This is a genuine problem he's talking about that is widespread in New York City.
It must be a cultural thing. In the part of the US I live, nobody would ever make you buy something to use the toilets, and they're not even locked.
Yeah, but understand, a lot of big, dense cities have this kind of culture, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be that way. It's just a result of the fact that, cities aren't building, publicly accessible bathrooms, and places that do have bathrooms want to coerce you into buying something so they can make more money. And it's very specifically also geared towards trying to keep homeless people out of the area. The idea being, you deny them the ability to use the bathroom, then they're not going to come into your place and take up space or potentially repel customers. Again, it is all about protecting their bottom line. Confirming you got to pay to pee in LA? Yep. San Francisco, LA, New York City, not an uncommon thing.
Program to majorly scale up the number of public.
You don't have toilets in parks? We do, but parks aren't everywhere accessible. And when you gotta go, sometimes you can't walk 15 minutes or 30 minutes to get to a park,
Restrooms in our city. We are announcing the launch of a new program to expand access to public bathrooms across the 5 boroughs, committing $4 million to a request for proposals for high-quality, modular public restrooms. Right now, there are nearly 1,000 public restrooms in New York City. That is one public bathroom for 8,500 residents. Why aren't there more restrooms in our city? Well, there's a lot of infrastructure underneath our feet. And instead, toilets mean finding places to go. Installing them means finding sewer lines and water hookups. This pilot, however, will allow us to install public bathrooms even where we cannot drill into the bowels of the city. We are also here today to celebrate more immediate public relief. I stand here alongside Speaker Menon as we take the final steps to install an automatic public toilet right here on this very site. I'm delighted to be here to sign a public letter of support for this project, and I hope it will be the first of many. This is not just an announcement, because today, my friends, we are actually doing our civic duty. I think of the New Yorkers for whom this will make a meaningful difference in their lives.
I do really have to say, I love whoever wrote this for him, because the amount of puns based on going to the bathroom in this is genuinely off the charts. It's wonderful.
I think of the deliveristas who work across the city without having an office to go back to. I think about the parents whose child is on the verge of having an immediate emergency, and they are frantically looking for anywhere that they can go. I think about New Yorkers for whom this is just something that they feel in the moment that they're crossing 125th Street and 12th Avenue. And I want to say thank you to everyone, our speaker, council member, assembly member, our DOT commissioner, the public servants who are all here with us today, and the people of the city who have worked tirelessly.
He's fixing the potholes and the potties
to get to this point. And I also include within that Councilmember Sandy Nurse, for whom the issue of public bathrooms has long been a focus. Every day, what we are proving is that government can get right to work, and that our leaders can make progress quickly, and that leadership means putting working people first so that we can include and ensure that working people's lives are at the heart of that progress. There will always be more to be done, because while this may not be the most glamorous side of governance, it is also the work that will be felt in the day-to-day lives of New Yorkers for years to come. Thank you so much. I now hand it over to our speaker, Julie Menon.
Isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely?
I think it speaks to Mamdani's popularity that I haven't heard that right-wing media take easy pot shots with poop jokes. Man is a generational talent.
Oh, dude has been killing it. Like, he's been, like, physically going around and inspecting, like, slums. Like, he's been going around and going to, you know, low-income New Yorkers' slum housing and putting pressure on the slumlords. He's been out fixing literal potholes and bumps in the road on bridges. He's been he's been doing so much. Like, in the span of maybe again, it's been less than 2 weeks. He's been everywhere and all over so many different projects. It's been really, really wonderful to see. But also, what's interesting about this is that the woman standing next to him is Julie Menon, who is essentially considered a more conservative Democrat who heads the city council. And her election was viewed as a major hurdle and roadblock to Zohran Mamdani. The fact that she's here and, like, appears to be in pretty good spirits and happy about this, like, it's a good sign. Like, they appear to be cooperating very well in a way that I was afraid they would not be.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. It's great to be here with the mayor, with my colleague, Councilmember Sean Abreu, with Assemblymember Jordan Wright, our DOT commissioner. Thrilled to be here with all of you. New Yorkers should not have to be worried about where to go when they have to go. And thanks to the mayor and Councilmember
I do love how they're all talking around the issue of going to the bathroom.
Abreu, we are literally flushing that worry away. People don't want to complain about bathrooms, and I get that. I'm a mom, and as a mom of 4 kids, there were so many times when my kids had to go to the bathroom, and when they gotta go, and you don't have a lot of time to find a bathroom. The council's been working on this issue, and I really want to shout out my colleague, Councilmember Sandy Nurse, for her leadership. The council passed a bill last year that would double the number of bathrooms from 1,100, which is what they are right now, and if you think about it, in a city greater than 8.5 million people, to have 1,100 public bathrooms is really shameful. There are more public bathrooms per capita in cities like San Diego and Denver and St. Louis, and cities all across the country have more bathrooms per capita than we do. And so that is really what we're doing today. In talking about what the mayor mentioned about the RFP, this is incredibly exciting because before there had only been 6 public bathrooms that had been built under this previous contract, and now, thanks to this RFP, we're really changing that because we're going to be able to not have the issue of having to drill 5 to 10 feet down by having these new modular bathrooms. So it's a very, very exciting day, and so I'm thrilled to be here today because at the end of the day, we want to make this city a more livable city, and by making it a more livable city, it means making it easier for New Yorkers to access a public bathroom. So it's my pleasure now to introduce my colleague whose district we're in, Councilmember Sean Abreu.
All right. I think that's about enough. But, like, they're cooperating in a way I was not expecting so early on. I thought maybe they would have to, like, come to terms, but I'm guessing that Zohran just has a list of policy proposals that he is pushing through nonstop, and perhaps it doesn't leave time for animosity, we'll say. Former San Diego native here can confirm we had quite a few public bathrooms, but they were of questionable maintenance standards. Makes sense. I do like the idea of this modular bathroom design. I'm wondering how it's going to work, what that looks like. Are they talking porta potties? We talking, like, more hardened infrastructure for bathroom going? Like, I don't know the full plans here, but needless to say, the last administration only built 6 bathrooms for a city of 8.5 million people. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I do have to say, like, this is the huge difference. Like, guys, this is a picture of ideal governance, at least right now. You know, like, eventually Zohran Mamdani is going to have missteps, like any politician, but like, this is right now what your mayor is supposed to do. This is what a leader is supposed to do. They're supposed to solve the problems of your day-to-day life. And when you look at Donald Trump, and he's talking about like, oh, we have to bomb Syria, we have to bomb Iran, we have to invade Greenland and take it over and possibly risk World War III, and we have to do a coup in Venezuela. Like, how does any of that shit make as big of a difference as like giving you and your kid a place to go to the bathroom if you're out in public, you know, living your life? Do any of those invasions or bombs or anything do you a lick of good in your home city? No, not at all. In your day-to-day life, it like where you need to take a shit and piss and wash your hands matters infinitely more. Like if your kid has to go to the bathroom in their pants because your city hasn't built enough bathrooms, that's a way bigger
Cheap
problem.
gas make MAGA go burr.
But like, none of that is actually going to make gas cheaper either. I don't know. Like, it just, it is refreshing to see someone care about issues that affect everyone versus trying to do imperialism on behalf of their billionaire friends, you know? Just gotta say, it's nice.
I am the great Cornholio. My people need TP and toilets for their bungholes.
Oh no, we must defend our great nation against the Cornholians. The Cornholian Empire. Anyway, folks, if you care about getting good government in your city, in your state, we need to get organized. Every single part of this country can have its own Zohran Mamdani if we get organized. All right? And if you are interested in that, as most of you should be, because we need to get organized to defend ourselves and do better in our government, join your local DSA, join your local Dems. It's time for each of us not just to know what the right thing to do is, but to act on it and try and bring that about, okay? So if you need help figuring out how to do that, join our Discord, reach out to Gamergy for help joining your local DSA, reach out to Dragonfly for help joining your local Dems, and together we can make some really cool stuff happen. And folks, remember, like the video, hit the follow button, subscribe button, whatever, and become a member. Leave a comment that's longer than 8 words. The algorithm really loves it when you do that. And check out ImogeneOlivia.com, a gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. Rave reviews all around. Go check it out. Link down in the doobly-doo. Let's keep on going.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube and swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, being flame more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat.